Michigan football post-game versus Indiana is presented by Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com. Use that promo code GOBLUE for 20% off and free shipping. This is a must this holiday season. Manscaped, the presenting sponsor of the Michigan Football Report. All right, Michigan beats Indiana 29-7 here on a early November, late nights in the office here, and you know, if you watch this video, it's probably at least midnight or so your time. Make sure to turn back your clocks tonight. Don't get caught off guard with Eastern Standard Time, Central Daylight Time, all that stuff. Michigan wins 29-7. Cade McNamara has an okay day, kind of boring day for him. 10 of 18, 168, 2 touchdowns. Both those going to Luke Schoonmaker, who only had 3 catches and like 21 yards, I think it was. Hassan Haskins was the workhorse tonight. Blake Corum injured early. Donovan Edwards didn't get in the game. And Cornelius Johnson has a pretty nice game. A fairly hyped out nice game. You didn't really notice how many catches he had. 5 catches and those 108 yards until you looked at the stat sheet after the game. But give me your one-word reaction to Michigan's 29-7 win over Indiana. Tonight, Saturday night, now we've got Penn State, followed by Maryland, followed by the game at the end of the year, the Ohio State game in Ann Arbor on November 27th. So I'm going to go through my instant reaction, starting with this one here. The number one, if you watch the game, there should be no surprise. The injury bug strikes Michigan. Erick All didn't play tonight, and Donovan Edwards missed the game with an injury. Now, he's the third-string running back. No big deal, right? But Blake Corum got hurt in the first quarter. Then Cade McNamara, A.J. Henning, Andrel Anthony, and Gemon Green all got hurt in the third quarter in some way, shape, or form. Now, J.J. McCarthy took a series off, or J.J. McCarthy came in for a series. Cade McNamara is out, but Cade came back in for a little while, so it seems like he's okay. But let's take a look at all the players, what happened tonight, what transpired. Erick All did not play, injury. Was rumored throughout the week, but most people thought he would play. Donovan Edwards could have used him tonight because Blake Corum got hurt early, as you see right there in the first quarter, his only carry of the day, 1 carry, 4 yards. Then in the third quarter, it was like one after another. Andrel Anthony, he wasn't the first one. It was kind of like Cade McNamara got hurt. Then Andrel Anthony got hurt, I think. Then A.J. Henning, when Andrel Anthony was going to the locker room to get checked out, Gemon Green was right behind him. All those guys, all starters, at least for now, in some position, either wide receiver, quarterback, of course, corner, and then A.J. Henning, backup wide receiver in most regards, but your starting punt returner, he went to the locker room as well. So we'll talk more about those injuries throughout the show and how they impact this team throughout the week. But did want to make sure you guys knew about our presenting sponsor, which is Manscaped. Manscaped.com. Use promo code GOBLUE, 20% off your orders this holiday season and free shipping. This product on screen right here is the Lawnmower 4.0. I live by it. All right. My bedroom, my sex life lives or dies by it. Okay. You trim up downstairs, magic happens. Okay. You see this mustache? I gotta spice things up because it's all clean down below. That's no cap, no joke there. So get the Lawnmower 4.0. If you're putting out a Christmas list, stocking stuffer, somebody at work, a parent, a relative wants to get you something, you know. These are weird conversations, I guess, but just send them the link, manscaped.com. Say, hey, I'll save you 20% off, free shipping. Just send it to the house. Promo code GOBLUE. Get me going down below. If you're single, trust me, this will spice things up when you hit the bar. If you're married or in a long-term relationship, boom, you got something going on this holiday season. Manscaped.com, promo code GOBLUE. All right, name change alert. Josh FGattis, and the FG is for field goal. Because as him as the offensive coordinator, I mean, 2019, I don't even know what to make of that season. 6 games that were good, bad, 6 games that were okay. 2020, complete disaster. And this year, it seems like if Michigan doesn't break off a 40 or 50 or 60-yard touchdown, it is field goal or we get lucky inside the red zone. So Gattis, we're adding an F in front of his name. He is now field goal Gattis. FGattis is how we pronounce it. Michigan had an okay game, right? 411 yards to 195 for Indiana, 223 pass, 188 yards rushing. All those basically Hassan Haskins. But Josh Gattis took this team to the red zone 6 times, only 2 touchdowns. So join me in the comments, please. You and I, we've done great things, right? We have done things like the Michigan turnover chain that became popular in 2019. We've done the Harbaugh heads, FACK, Sloppy Sam. We've given nicknames all over. Now this one's going to stick. FGattis. All right, just type it in the comments. Let's get this trending on YouTube, trending on the internet now. People were certainly agreeing with me during the game on Twitter. Type below on YouTube. If you think it's a stupid nickname, okay, don't type it and say Yoder. go shave your mustache. But if you do agree with me that you're sick of probably the worst red zone offense in all of Power 5, go ahead and type FGattis in the comments. Cade McNamara had a decent first half, right? A boring first half. I'm not going to lie. Went to dinner with my wife and son early, had a beer, and then had a little cocktail during the first half. I was about to pass out, right? 6 of 12, 50%, 81 yards, nothing really going on. And the stats for the whole game, they're basically just double that, right? 10 of 18, 55% completion rate, 55.6, 168, 2 touchdowns, both to Loon Schoonmaker, and no interceptions for your starting quarterback out of Reno, Nevada. All right, we're coming up on 16,000 subscribers, folks. If you've watched the show in the past, it means you're watching it again tonight. If you haven't subbed yet, come on, return customer. Just check the box. You'll feel better about it. First time watching us, make your decision at the end of the show. If you want to be entertained, if you want to join a community of fun, like-minded Michigan football fans, this is the spot, the Michigan Football Report by Chat Sports, youtube.com/Michigan TV. Just press that subscribe button, make it from red to green to gray. It'll feel good, believe me. All right, tonight was the Hassan Haskins show, okay? Andrel Anthony, from the wide receiver perspective, seemed limited at times. Erick All, tight end, didn't play. And then Blake Corum gets hurt in the first quarter. So Hassan Haskins was really all the offense this Michigan team had for long stretches tonight. 27 carries, 168, 1 touchdown. I kind of wish they would have gave him 2 or 3 chances there, but I'm not going to complain. For the first time this year, Michigan starting quarterback Cade McNamara throws 2 red zone touchdowns in a single game. I believe that's the case, but I'll have to go back in case I'm off on that. So Haskins had himself a night, also had 1 catch for 20 yards. I believe the last time I checked, let me double confirm that, and that is true, 1 catch for 20 yards. So he used the offense for most of the night. But in general, my number 3 takeaway on this win, 29-7 over Indiana, is the red zone offense is unacceptable. It has been unacceptable for almost the entire season. Maybe the first game, you're like, oh, wow, Michigan's doing it pretty good. But for the most part, they just slam Corum or Haskins into the line and hope they make a play to score a touchdown. If that's not going on, they really struggle to score in the red zone. Luke Schoonmaker had himself a day. Got the start in place of Erick All. 3 catches, 21 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now, that was the difference. That was the only thing that happened in the red zone from a touchdown perspective outside of Hassan Haskins' touchdown run. J.J. McCarthy was, in times, seemed like he was the red zone cure-all, right? He came in for that one drive. I think there was another time where he came in like a 3rd and 18 and threw a pass. But nevertheless, he wasn't very effective. Threw an interception later in the game, but that was nothing to do with the red zone. So J.J. McCarthy didn't get it done in the red zone. Michigan as a team didn't get it done on 3rd down, right? 3 of 12 tonight on 3rd down, and that's not going to cut it. 2 of these last 3 games are extremely losable. And look, maybe Maryland on the road could be losable. I'm not sure. I haven't watched them enough as I will maybe in the next 2 weeks as we lead up to that game. But 6 trips to the red zone, only 2 touchdowns, having to settle for 4 field goals, I believe it was tonight. Let me take a glance at the stat sheet. The 4 field goals, 3 field goals for Jake Moody, 3 of 3 with a long of 34. So when he longs 34, when your field goal kicker basically never missed any field goals, well, why is that? Because you're good from the 20 to the 20, from the 50 to the 20. He's not kicking any 47, 48, 50-yarders, but when you get inside the 20, you can't do anything. So he's getting a lot of opportunities. Hell, he could be the first-team All-American kicker as far as I'm concerned at this point. This offense has struggled to be explosive all year. And tonight, what I would call an average night. I guess this game can be considered a blowout, although it never felt like a blowout, nor did the scoreboard show a blowout. But that was maybe because of the defense that we'll talk about in a second. But those are the offensive stats for this team in their, 9th game of the year. That's right. Michigan improves to 8-1 on the year, 5-1 in the Big Ten. And look, you don't get an 8-1 start every single year, so go ahead, type Go Blue. Whether they're performing at the highest levels in college football or not, which clearly they're not, but it's going to be the number 6 team in the country, likely after Michigan State lost today to Purdue. Type Go Blue in the comments. Let's bring some positivity down the stretch in November. Jim Harbaugh's track record said he's going to go 2-2 in November this year, but maybe we can wheel him to a 3-1 or hell, maybe a 4-0 November. Hasn't happened yet in the Harbaugh era. We'll see what happens down the stretch here. Number 4 here is the defense takes care of business. Mike McDonald's team, they were playing a freshman quarterback, making a second start, so not necessarily the toughest task for a 2-7 now Indiana team, but he went 10 of 24, their quarterback, Donovan McCulley, 41% completion, only 88 yards passing, and he also got a little bit done himself. 14 carries, 37 yards on the ground, but Indiana as a total only clocked in 107 passing yards on the day. Michigan dominated in every aspect of the game, every facet of the game. I thought the defensive line, mostly on the edges, played a great game. Linebackers didn't give up anything, and the secondary at times felt like they were just like bored with the Indiana passing game on their third quarterback this year. They have been riddled with the injury bug, so certainly Michigan wasn't the only one to face some injuries tonight or throughout the season. But grade Mike McDonald's performance tonight against the Indiana Hoosiers, A, B, C, D, or F. I jotted down somewhere what I gave him. Let me go back to that. It was didn't even an A-, okay? Didn't have a shutout. This is the third-string quarterback for Indiana, a second start. You're at home. I've got more talent across every position on the field, so I'm going to give him an A-. I think a 7-point victory, or 7-point output for Indiana certainly means that Michigan had something going on with defense, and it didn't seem like at any point in the day, outside of maybe one or two possessions, that Michigan was having any trouble with this game. But I had some trouble with this game, all right? I had some trouble with it because it's a night game, all right? November 6th, it was dark tonight at like 5:45. Tomorrow it's going to be dark like 4:45. And I was nodding off. I was doing one of these in the second quarter, right? And coming to the studio. So it was a boring one. I hope you made it through it. I hope you stayed up late night to watch us here on YouTube. And now it gets real, folks. On to Happy Valley for Michigan. Penn State won tonight. Today they played a noon game. What was their score again? I will glance at it really quick. Hell, I'll look at it later. They struggled early, it seemed, but once I checked back in the box score, quarterback Sean Clifford had himself a day, and then it's Maryland, and then Ohio State, who themselves won by 9 points, but struggled against Nebraska, both offense and defense. If Nebraska makes a play here or there, if they don't miss 2 field goals, this is a game that Ohio State certainly could have come down to the wire and not been a 2-score game in that 9-point victory. So, one more time, I want to ask you guys, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Michigan TV. We're growing the community. We're having the best season ever. We had the best September, followed by the best October. Now, it's going to be tough because remember, last year was the beginning of the season. The second, third week, into November was like the second and third week of the season. So last year was our best November ever. We can do it and beat it this year with you. So go ahead and subscribe. Tell your friends, youtube.com/Michigan TV. We'll be back on Sunday with our Michigan Football Overreaction Sunday from tonight's game. Until then, go Blue.